Hello. I'd like to thank everyone for watching on the replay. I'm not expecting anyone to join right now. It's a busy time of day. I'm probably going to balls this up at some point. This is my first live, so it's going to be a bit interesting. But Danielle especially asked for an eyeshadow tutorial because she has a wedding this weekend. So I'm going to show you something really, really simple. Face already. I've already moisturised, primed my face and my eyes. And as you could tell with the black line, I've already tight lined. I haven't done this on the live purely because it looks weird as hell trying to do it. There's a whole like lift your eyelashes up and then do the eyeliner underneath your lashes into the bottom of them. Looks very strange to do, didn't really want to freak you out. Sorry for the lack of other makeup, but I thought let's go full Hulk. The eyeshadow look I'm doing is really, really simple. It's very, very basic, nothing overly fancy. Easy to do with pretty much any colour as long as you blend. Yeah, this is going to get interesting. The palette that Danielle told me she had was number 3, which is all these gorgeous colours. Now for this, we're going to use 4 shades. Very, very simple, 4 shades. And only one of them is going to be like shimmery, shiny and pretty. But it's a very good neutral palette. Lilac, pale colours, purples, pretty much go with everybody's eyes. Always looks great. So let's just get straight into it. And if you see me looking this way, it's because I have a mirror here. Because I've never tried to do my makeup in my phone before, so it's going to get interesting. Yeah, your basic starting point is a very simple basic brush because you're going to do a transition colour. Now some people do it above the entire crease, but because I like to go in later on the inside, I tend to do it, imagine your eyes in 3 places, like that's your centre, that's your inner crease, that's your outer. So what I tend to do with transitions is go just into my inner crease slightly and then blend back. Purely because if you're putting a light colour on top of a transition, sometimes it doesn't always work completely. So my transition colour is very, very, very simple. And it's going to be this tickled pink. It's a very neutral colour. Pretty much goes with everything. And let's give this a go. Right, so as you can see, I'm going above the crease, outwards. And building it up a little bit more on the outside edge. And I have no idea how this is looking on camera, but like I said, it's a very pale, late transition colour, so I'm going to have to go to the mirror to a degree as well, because I can't see what I'm doing. But like I said, just build it up on the outside. And we do that on both sides, so slightly into the inner corner, and go out. And then I'm going to have to go to the mirror again because I can't see what I'm doing. It's very, very strange trying to do this on camera. But it's the perk of trying to get out of your comfort zone. Now obviously, however you do it on the edge depends on what kind of eye shape you like. Me personally, I like it so it's slightly pointier on the edge for a kind of cat eye kind of effect. That's just my personal preference, each to their own. Once you put it on, you want a decent blending brush, and then you just blend the hell out of it. Because you don't want sharp edges, you want it so it blends in to your eye. That's the entire point of a transition colour. So it blends in nicely and it doesn't seem too harsh. Because sometimes when you put colours on, if you don't blend it, it looks like someone's just stuck something on top of your eyelid and it looks a little bit bizarre. So yeah, blend the crap out of it. And then we go simple. Now, because I like a kind of pointier look, I cheat. Instead of using a rounded brush, I used an angled brush. And then literally dab it into the eyeshadow, tap off the excess, and then I cheat by using the angle that I want and press it in. and then use the angle I want again. This is tricky to do, to get where I want it at the top, and press it again. Then what you do is blend inwards. You don't want any of it going out and losing the shape. You want to blend it inwards. Now this is an extreme colour, and I'm suddenly starting to regret it, but it is what it is, and we've started now, so we might as well finish. I'm a little on the older side, so my eyes are a little bit more baggy and it gets a bit bonkers, but it's all fun. And like I said, you just blend it inwards. Because I don't want it to be too harsh, that's actually helping better. Because I don't want it to be too harsh, I'm blending inwards and up. And by stretching my eye out like this, as crazy as it looks, it helps get into the creases I've got on my eye because the skin's a bit looser. Now you don't need to worry about sharp straight edges or anything like that because it all gets blended. And you don't need to worry about sharp straight lines because you blend the inside as well. So again, another bonkers one where you've got to try and make sure you get the right angles. So yeah, press. And then I'll try and get this right. And then press again, and then like I said, I'm going to have to do this with the mirror because I can't see properly. And then blend it inwards. I know this looks crazy at the moment, but it will look alright in the end. And just remember, you want at least the top to match on both sides. The inside not so much, doesn't matter so much because you're going to have other colour there. But you want the top to match on both sides. Nice, so I cannot see what I'm doing. Honestly, I'm not as crazy as I look right now. Right, that'll do for now. And then what we're going to do is we are going to use a lighter colour for the inside. This is beautiful silvery colour called Smitten. And this one is just a case of dab on the inside. And then go up to your transition line. So I've stopped my transition there. So I'm just going up to that. I know I'm using extreme colours, but that's so you can see the difference. I wouldn't normally go out like this. But I'm using extreme colours so you can see the difference and see where they merge and how I blend them in. So you don't have to go as crazy as what I look right now. And one of the things about using lighter colour is you can actually go into your inner corner and just highlight your inner corner a bit as well. Doing it this way is my preferred method. I prefer it later on the inside, darker on the outside, because it helps to separate my eyes a little bit because they are a little bit close together. But like I said, it's just personal preference. I have no idea what this looks like. Here's something in the mirror. Help myself out a little bit here. Like I said, you go up into the transition. At this point, I will blend the inner corner because I want to make sure I've got that line right. And I have. Right, and then we get another brush. And just to make it really, really pop, I'm going for a really sparkly shimmer in the centre so you can see the massive difference between the colours. But if you're going to have a glitter shimmer shade, especially if you wear glasses like Danielle, middle of your eye is what you want to pop, because that's what people can see in the glasses. So if you're going to use a shimmer or a glitter shade, you want it in the centre. Like I said, you can go as far in and out as you want. But because we've gone further in with the dark, putting a glittery shade over the top of it to a degree really helps it pop. Like I said, everything's personal preference. You can use matte colours for all of these. You can just use shimmer for the entire lot as well. It's whatever you personally prefer to use. The only thing I would recommend, eye primer. Especially if you're using a glittery shade. Eye primer. It is your best friend. And what you do with a glittery shade is, instead of rubbing it, you're more kind of pressing it into your eye, because you want it to really get in there and stick. Right. And then once you've done your entire eye, it's a blending mission. You want to blend the edges in. So where it's gone crazy on the sides and looks really dark and psycho at the moment, blend it in with a transition shade. And it looks a little less scary. And then what you can do is, either with the late shade, the ones in that palette are too shimmery, but generally what you'd get is like a white or a lacy shade. And if you want your arch, your eyebrow to pop, just literally put a little bit of it underneath this arch bit. It helps bring your eyes really out. Right. Don't be scared, I'm just going to come close so you can see what I've done. I have no idea if you can see that properly. But you can see it's all blended in, so it's all merging nicely. And it's not too freaky and scary. Now, I have a minor issue with mascara. I suck at putting it on. Dramatically suck at putting it on. So, I found this bizarre bit of plastic. And it cost me, I think it was £1 from eBay. And this saves my eyes after I've done them. Because before I got this, I used to have to put the mascara on first and then the shadow. Because I naturally have long eyelashes. And so I used to go really wrong, really fast. So what you basically do with this little bad boy is put it over the top. And I'm going to have to use the mirror for this, otherwise I'm going to end up poking myself in the eye. And it's basically a guard to stop your mascara from going over all that beautiful eye makeup you've just done. I know it looks scary, but it honestly isn't. And then you just lift it up, and that's your lashes. It also has used this bit for the top lashes, and this little ridge bit here you would stick underneath your bottom lashes to do them. I'm not doing that because I'm doing bottom lashes today. But just basic idea how it works. Alright. And that is how you do a very, very simple, basic eyeshadow look. Like I said, transition colour on the above the crease, darker on the outside, lighter on the inside, anything glittery, shimmery, or any other colour you feel like in the middle, and it works. And as I've gone this far, I'm going to do the rest of my face just because I can. Now, as you can tell, I look like a panda, and it sucks, but this was recommended to me. Some a colour correcting wand. Apparently it gets rid of dark circles, so I won't keep looking like a panda. Which in my case is extremely difficult. Joys for having a 4-year-old and working long hours. You forget what sleep is. And then beautiful little blending bud. I will get my words out, because it doesn't have to be perfect, because concealer is actually going to go on top of this bad boy. This just helps eradicate the blackness under my eyes, because it sucks. It drives me crazy. I hate looking like a panda. Now, I'm not going to bother with highlighting look today because I just can't. I'm too tired. But the concealer just gives the yellow just a bit more help, because frankly I need it. But I did try the correcting stuff without concealer once, and that looked really scary. So I've learned not to make that mistake again. Because no one needs to see that. It just isn't fair to people. And then again with the blending bud. And doing it this way, I know it looks crazy, but if you do make a mistake with your eyeshadow and you go too far, you can just cover it. I know this is probably really boring to everyone, and I'm making some really insane faces right now. One thing to always remember with foundation, though it looks insane, is always going to your hairline, because the last thing you want is a white ring going around your head. It's not a good look for anybody. And then, purely because I'm going to have a liquid lips, my lips are sharp. Quick shot with exfoliating lips. And each to their own, but my personal preference is, if I go crazy with the eyes, I go neutral with the lip. If I go crazy with the lip, I go neutral with the eye. that's a very simple look of the day. Hope it helps. Hope you got tips. Any feedback? Feel free to share. Alright, bye. How do I stop it? Alright, bye.